Keepers nervous, strikers, they'll deliver. Crowd roars erupted, you can feel the quake. 80,000 voices.
Hello there, Nigerian football fans and football fans everywhere. So today in this video I want to talk about 3 players that I think have been on fine form this season that NFF should have a look at, and Chelle should also include in the squad. Now for me, Ademola Lookman, he's been on fine form. He scored 12 goals and had 5 assists, in 20 games. So that's an amazing return. And obviously he's already part of the Nigerian Super Eagles. He's already part of the Nigerian Super Eagles setup, and I think should be, in the World Cup qualifier against Rwanda in March. So for me, that's sealed. No need to debate so much about him, but he's really been on fine form. We should take some time to appreciate how good Ademola Lookman is and how he has become, and his journey to where he is at the minute. So he's been on fantastic form, been on excellent form, and you see what his coach said about him, and he rose to the occasion, scored goals, he's put that behind him, and he's been playing and has continued to play fantastically. So hopefully I will see him in March. Fingers crossed, no injuries between now and the international break. And just to say, for me, I would like to see him move clubs. And like I said, when Victor Osimhen had his issues with Napoli, do not sign a new contract, because if you sign a new contract, that contract would contain terms and clauses that would pin you, Ademola Lookman, to Atalanta, and make it very, very difficult for you to secure a move. And that is if you want to secure a move come this summer. So let's see how that goes. But just to say, he's been on fantastic form and really, really happy how he's been playing. And Chelle, he should be one of the first names on that list come March. Now, the second person I wanted to speak about, he rose up as a wonder kid, scoring goals for fun, for Genk, and there was rumors of Chelsea being linked to him, Tottenham Hotspur being linked with him. At some point as well, Manchester United were linked to his signature, and then he made the move to Lyon, and he began to struggle. He scored a few goals here and there, but not with the efficiency and regularity that he did at Genk. So to my mind, I was thinking, very worriedly, would this guy really be able to cut it in the big leagues, or would he be one of those players that, when they're playing in lower leagues, they show so much promise, show so much high ceiling potential to be great players, and then once they make that big leap to a slightly tougher league, then they begin to struggle and they fade away. So just like Akin Amao, now he plays in China, I think. So I'm thinking, would that be the fate of Gift Orban? But kudos to him and his advisors and the pool that managed his career, because it's one thing for you to be playing in France, playing in Lyon, and despite the fact that you're struggling, not getting the game time you feel you deserve, not scoring the way you want to score, and you can be comfortable on the bench, because we've seen players who are comfortable, on the bench. Like, although this is to a lower degree when in comparison to the player I'm about to talk about, that is Gareth Bale. Real Madrid was happy to sit down on the bench and just allow the checks to keep coming in. But Gift Orban and his advisors said, okay, let's go over to Hoffenheim. And ever since he joined Hoffenheim, he's been on excellent form. He scored 4 goals in the last 5 games. So that's an amazing return for him. So glad to see that he's back on form, back on track, and it seems that his development is on the right track, is on the right trajectory, that he is indeed still in line to be that kind of player that the Nigerian Super Eagles would want and would need. And for himself personally, he would have a very, very good career if this recent form is anything to go by. And now, speaking from a Nigerian perspective, from the perspective of the Nigerian Super Eagles, I think he is someone that Chelle should look at. Why? Because I think he is very prolific, and he's a slightly different profile, to your Victor Osimhen, your Victor Bonifaces, to even your Tolu, Arokodare. He's a different profile. He's a bit diminutive, no sense of gravity, and he's just deadly in the box, and he has that ability to maintain that high press. And this is something where if the coach wants to go for, your traditional two-man attack where you have one big striker and one small striker that would play around that big number 9, then he's someone that can fit into that position. And like I always say, you never leave talent on the table. You never ever leave talent on the table or leave quality on the table. Now, the next person I would want to talk about as well is someone that, at some point they were talked about the French Football Federation looking to fast track his naturalization process so that he can play for France. And a lot of people were, in the comments, a lot of people were talking, oh, we're not going to beg any player. We're not going to, we don't have to beg any player. Super Eagles is a big brand. Yeah, Super Eagles is a big brand, but there are other countries that have, in the eyes of the media anyway, that have, a higher profile. But one important thing that people didn't realize at the time was that Ilenikhena, who is the player I want to talk about, who's been on fantastic form in the past 2 weeks, he is Nigerian. He has just one nationality, Nigerian, at the minute. He hasn't yet he hasn't got his French papers sorted out yet and in place. So at the moment, if he's invited, there you have it. So this is not a question of you're trying to convince the player to play for Nigeria. No, he is there. He is Nigerian. He has just Nigerian nationality at the minute. If you invite him, then you can get your answer as to his desire to play for the country, because a player obviously is not going to invite himself. A player isn't just going to rock up, at the Uyo Stadium or rock up at the Super Eagles training ground, training session and say, okay, here I want to play for the Super Eagles. He has to be invited. And he scored 3 goals, in his last 2 games. So for me, he's been on fantastic form as well. So I think he's someone that the NFF should look at. Never leave talent on the table. He's 6'2", that's very tall, robust, fast, and he is a very good goal scorer. So I think these are 3 players that have been on form in this past week, and I think definitely can contribute to the Nigerian Super Eagles fate. That is a positive fate, looking to in terms of their progression in the World Cup qualifying group games, to push Nigeria up the table. So I wonder what your thoughts are on these players. If you agree with me that, apart from Ademola Lookman, who we all agree that is a banker to be in the team, he must be in the team alongside Osimhen, Victor Boniface, and the likes. But for these other 2, Gift Orban and Ilenikhena, what are your thoughts on these players with respect to Nigerian Super Eagles? So at this point, we've come to the end of this video. And now, like I always say, stay well and stay blessed. Don't forget to subscribe to the Go Mad Football channel.